Hello, and welcome back to Magicmaker. Now, I just got a comment on my 7th video, or my 7th Magicmaker video, which is, 1, yay, more comments, and 2, give me some interesting ideas for some spells. Let's see. He said, okay, for the main spell, he said it was a laser beam. Now, he said A rank materials, but I don't have them, so I'm just gonna see the concept in action. Harpy Feather, Poison. This is a really interesting looking spell. Excuse me. And you put Life Leech on it. Okay. Okay, so it looks like that. What? Oh, for one thing, it launches mobs into orbit. What the heck? And it does like 12 poison damage a second? Give or take? Just gonna lightly try to tap it there. It's like 15 poison damage a second. I guess the poison stacks build up really super fast. Because of the way lasers are damage calculated. Like I said, lasers are really good in this, but I was trying to avoid using them for a while. But this is definitely an interesting application of them. And one I hadn't thought of before. Now, I'm kind of curious. How good is this if I switch the poison with fire? Now, I know the poison does more over time, but this spell's got a direct damage component built into it anyway. So maybe it'll do more with fire. Nah, fire. Fire still sucks, unfortunately. Alright, let's try that again. Pardon me. I really should not drink Coke before I start doing one of these. I can't help it, it's my favorite drink. Let's see what it's like if you make it an enchantment. Turn enchantment off here. Well, it does 10 buildup in like 1 second. Wow, that is still really good. That's kind of crazy. Now, forgive me for a slight bit of window hopping. I need to see what his other one said. He said Spider Silk, the Owlbear Trap, the Butterfly, the Chaos Butterfly, and a Turret. And he said if you have a 5th slot, add homing. But we only have the 4 for now, so we'll see what it looks like by default. I think I know what this does, but I want to see it in action. Plus, makes for better video if I show you instead of doing it. Okay, so Thread, Owlbear Trap, Chaos Butterfly. Shoot, what was it he said? Chaos Butterfly and a Turret. Very strange combination of effects. Let's see what happens. Because if this does what I think it does, I might run with this spell for a little bit. Whoa! Holy cow, that looks cool. I'm wondering why he has it as a turret, though. Like, let me try it in a slightly more open locale. Why is it a trap, though? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't see what the trap is doing. Maybe it goes off again if a mob is near it? No. No. Oh, right, I have it set as an enchantment. Derp. Let me try that again. Boop. Okay, so it's only doing 100 damage base, but that's per projectile, and that thing is... If it does anything well, it spews out a ton of projectiles, like... Holy cow. And they leave all these little... lingering sun flare things that chew up... Oh, is the trap making the spider silk last longer? That might be what's happening. Alright, let me get you guys back into position. See what this is like with a full assortment of people. or targets. It's very random. I can see why you want to add homing eventually. It's very random, but it's very just like clear the screen kind of powerful by the looks of it. Yeah, like you almost need homing by the sound of it, because it's a little bit random in where it goes. But I mean, it's chaos. It's a chaos butterfly spell. Of course, it's going to be random. But yeah, that was a interesting. That was a fairly interesting set of spells. Thank you, commenter. I don't know if I can pronounce your name. Jorian Jensen? Thank you. But for now, we're gonna go with something else. Now, there's two things I wanted to try. I wanted to try a build that focuses on that energy tentacle turret I showed off in the last episode, and like has another slot for a teleport kind of thing. Or I really wanted to abuse the Pocket Tombstone. And specifically, to abuse the Pocket Tombstone to increase the damage of something I otherwise think you can increase the damage of. And that being things like the Ninja Dash and the Flame and the Miniature Sun aura. Because it just says you do double damage while under 30% hit points. You know, if you're under 30% hit points, it just says damage increased. It doesn't say spell damage increase. It doesn't say wand damage increase. It just says damage. So I'm assuming it improves everything, which would be really badass. Now, since this build's a little risky, I'm going to put the hopefully come back from the dead explosion thing on it. Plus, it would benefit from me being under 30% health anyway, because I would be at 0 when the explosion's going off. And that is certainly under 30. Yeah, occasionally mark nearby enemies for damage. Oh, I need double jumps, though. Although, I don't know, I'll have the Ninja Dash. I'll have the Ninja Dash. Let's see how that works. So, we need a spell that we can use to controlled reduce our hit points. So, it needs to have Soul Contract in it. It needs to have Soul Contract in it. Health cost 12. Okay. Although, is their health cost 10? Oh, wait, no, it's showing me how much it would be if I have 2 of them on the same spell. Take it off and then try it again. Health cost 10, yes. Okay, so put a D rank Soul Contract on it, or Forbidden Contract, whatever it's called. The health to mana spell thing. Then we put, well, yeah, it's not, I guess make it like a Sundial spell? Yeah, make it a Sundial spell. It'll be an enchantment, too, because it doesn't need to do damage. It'll be an enchantment, it'll be a teleport. Oh yeah, this is looking like a good spell. It'll be a teleport, that costs health, that gives haste. Does it even need to do anything else? Like, I can't even really think of what else it could do. I mean, I guess if the projectile hits somebody, having it do more damage is a good, so yeah, okay. Since we're going to be doing double damage, having something on the wand that just sprays shots everywhere, you know, that'll be pretty good. And I wanted to try making shots that were stupidly bouncy. And stupidly bouncy, both off of surfaces and mobs. And fires really fast. So they only do 1 damage. So they're only going to do 2 damage. But it should look amazing. No, that's my teleport. Wand is left click, right. It's just a spray of nonsense. You just kind of fill the screen with bullets. I like it. Actually, I'm kind of curious about something. Can I propel myself upward with the knockback force? No, not enough. Maybe if I had Harpy Feather on my cape, or on my rope. I don't know why I keep calling it a cape. I guess because gravity is more force than the spell is kicking than the knockback is kicking me back. So if I have, actually I'm going to test that now. If I have ignore gravity, even like a little bit, I should start kicking myself upward. Unless it's hard-coded not to work like that, which it might. It might be. Nah, by the looks of it, it just keeps going. That's fine. That's fine. Actually, good time to test. 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 15. Okay. So yeah, it's clocking in power hits every second. And... oh yeah, the Ninja Dash does a bunch of damage too now. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I guess the only way to make the dash longer is to have more ninja sword equipped to your robe. Seems to be the case. So you know what? I think I'll actually ditch the sun. Just go full ninja. Does it go up? It goes from 6.5 to 7.5, and the base damage goes up to 125, so that's worth it. That's worth it. Now I'm gonna get rid of the harpy feather though. I don't need that. Do I go for some jumps? Well, yeah, that spell's cute, but it doesn't really work. It doesn't really do much. It's funny though. Yeah, give me double jumps. Feathered burst mantle. Ninja winged mantle. Yes. Done. This one will be Temporal Covenant. I like the sound of that. You could do this one. Now, does it actually shoot a projectile, is the question. Yes, it shoots a little clock. So if I teleport... I don't know, it might hit. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, well, no skin off my arse. Okay, so... we have that spell, but what else do we need? I guess like a proper ranged attack would be a good thing to have. I guess we could lay the turret, because then we can like lay it and then forget about it. You know, so we don't have to keep... you know, so we don't have to keep, like, hosing a target down. That way we can run away if we need to, which, you know, is kind of a possibility with a build that's looking this fragile. Running around with only 30 life. Crud, what was the last component? Multi-shots? I think is what that was. When in doubt, you know, when in doubt, put multi-shots on it. Yeah, that's the one. That's the spell. Like, the only thing I'd add, like, 5th slot, add piercing, 6th slot, add wall piercing, so that it just sprays everywhere. It was just... I love that visual. Oh, that visual is so entertaining. Okay, so we've got that one. Although this needs a new name. This will be... Prism Catastrophe. That actually sounds like a freaking ninja move. I like it. This is slowly turning into the ninja build. Yeah, since it's a ninja build, we're going to make a melee attack that... You're going to make it a melee attack that combos. Shoots really quickly. Combos, shoots really quickly, or at least as fast as I can make it. And... don't want a multi-shot, though. Oh, this is complicated. Yeah, that looks interesting. Looks like it could do a thing. Now, if I make it in... Yeah, if I make it an enchantment, it'll do more damage. Because it's only doing 9 damage per hit. That'll be 27 damage after the 3 hits, and then add the, yeah, then add the 15. So the 45 would do more anyway. So yeah, do it like that. Pixie Blade. Silkwing. Punch. Yeah. Yes. Punch. I think I know why that happened. The Ninja Sword and the Green Belt both can add Punch to the name of an item or spell. So it just became Punch Punch. Yes. Okay, this is a thing. This is a thing that's happening. Okay. So what are we actually doing quest-wise here? I don't want to go on the castle. Go to the ice caves? Yes, go to the ice caves. Go to the ice caves. Have some fun. Go down, please. So we teleport in, quickly dash around, punch people a bunch, and have the like crazy summoned beast type thing at the end. Masters. Harvest 100 pieces of Sequinite. Defeat the horror at the bottom of the cave. Taylor. Have you ever heard of Sequinite? Unlike most crystals, it's entirely unmagical. Still looks pretty though. Could you bring me some? They might add what they call bling to my creations. Can you imagine a bunny earring during that as well? Alright, yeah, alright, we're good. Highly experimental build. I expect to die, but let's see what happens. Oh, jeez. Oh, I forgot to make it a punch. I wanted to actually make it a punch instead of, you know, swords. Okay, get out of there. Drop the summoned beast. Use this a little bit. Throw some punches. Throw swords. I like how efficient that turret spell is, though. That's kind of crazy. Oh. Alright, now we're doing... Oh, now we're doing bonus damage, but we're really weak. That's fine. Oh. Oh, no. Okay, gotta explode near somebody. Gotta explode near somebody. Take tons of damage and I'm alive. Excellent. The build has function. Oh, I'm gonna get hit. Okay, that's fine. Use the explosion to get near someone and explode and kill them again. Because I actually wanted to make the melee spell actually like a bunch of fists. Alright, so drop a turret. I just love the random freaking energy tentacles. They look so amazing. Absolute freaking kudos to Tasty Studios for making this game have such a unique visual style along with such a very, like, cool looking visual style. Now, does that add combo still? That, like, trail it leaves behind? We can get him to stand still for a second and find out. Probably not. Okay. Gotta use the dash. Dash in, kamikaze, kill people. Oh, I don't have any. Nope. Okay, dropped one. I thought I didn't have any mana. This is a very crazy build. I like it. Running around like nearly dead all the time, doing tons of damage in a very unconventional way. Using the ninja dash just first and foremost, which is kind of cool. Oh, it has a small cooldown. That's why it doesn't go off every time I do the button mashes. Oh, it's okay. It's alright. Nobody panic. Except all you people that are about to explode! Oh yeah, this whole tombstone strategy is actually really cool. I might make my wand like a caustic, like damage increasing wand, because I kind of don't need the melee attack. As cool as it is and as like thematically appropriate as it is, Because, like, the dash is a very good melee attack. I've just got to do it right. Drop some tentacles. Freaking Ninja-Mage we got going on here. I love this. Like, this, to me, is the example of a very good game with a customization to its gameplay. Like, this isn't efficient. This isn't the most effective build in the game, but it's fun. And it, you know, but it does work. You know, in its own little messed up way. Good times. Kind of reminds me of some of the silliness I did in, like, Final Fantasy... Ooh, what was that? That was a gear. Kind of reminds me of some of the silliness I did in Final Fantasy Tactics when I had my arm broken last summer. And it was, like, the only thing I could manage to play. You know, turn-based and on a portable system and all that. Anyway. So I was playing that game a lot. And I kind of got down to a science getting, like... really good at, or really quick at getting, like, all the classes unlocked that I want to unlock on a character, and getting all the abilities. So, I experimented with some very interesting builds, compared to, like, the normal, like, everybody's a calculator and just ruin the game kind of break the game style play. You know, the exploding laser beams of that game. Oh, shit. Good enough you didn't die. I could have just jumped to the snowman, but or the snowball dude, but would have been a little precarious. Yeah, these spells need to laser beams need to either explode or pierce. Then they'll be good. Not that they're like bad now, but they're missing the oomph I'm quite used to. What the hell are you? Oh. You're my quest objective. That's interesting. I don't remember that being how that quest worked. I thought it was like breaking stuff in the ground, like the sand quest. Huh. But yeah, back to the tactics discussion. I did a build where I ended every fight I could, because there's some fights you can't win this way. I ended every fight I could by defeating the enemy by making them all join my side with mediators, or the talk skill. Sometimes I had them not being mediators, because due to the way the math works in the game's like a calculation of how effective the mediator skills are, black mages are better mediators than mediators are, because it's based off spell power, and black mages have the best spell power in that game, for what should be obvious reasons. So, you know, so I had that going on. I had a build going on where it was two mimes, so like they would just copy whatever my other people were doing. The main character was a bard, and the other two characters were monks that were dancers, because again, the dancers and the monks end up being better dancers than the dancers, because it's based off physical attack power, and monks have a lot in that game. So yeah, like, and both of these builds got reasonably far. Like, actually, I'm pretty sure the mediator build just beat the game, because I had like a ton of people to pick from, and you know, I was able to end fights without even killing people, which was kind of amusing. Plus I had tons of crowd control. I had, you know, like I was doing it more than just the hammer approach of 5 calculators and like holy robe, and everybody casts holy, and hitting every target hitting as many targets as possible so that your team heals while the enemy takes a bunch of damage. You know, like basically the way that can't lose. But instead, I choose some other classes, and they all worked very well. Would they win against the 5 calculators? Probably not. They'd probably get their asses handed to them. Would I have fun trying? Probably. Although I would so meta in that if that was a actual PvP fight, which I think the PSP version actually did have PvP. Obviously I never had a chance to try it out. Get in there. But the idea of, you know, trying to win a PvP fight with a bunch of dancers, mimics, and a bard, it's amusing, because you can actually kind of still break the game with those classes, even though they're very, what you might call, low tier. not a thing I'm a terribly big fan of in games, is the tiering everything. I know gamers do love a good top 10 and all that, yada yada yada. But I don't know. It's like you're purposely putting down the stuff that you're putting low on the list to me. Now, I can understand with fighting games it's a little different, because the way fighting games do it is the tier list is basically an example of effort into reward out. A low tier character is a very high effort and maybe not worth the effort, whereas a very high tier character is very possibly very low effort to very high payout, right? So it you know, so that just is more just like an organizing thing, really. But a lot of people use tier lists to refer to character as trash or garbage or like a waste of a roster slot, and tier lists and other things tend to be used like that too. I don't think it's a waste of a slot, honestly, because, well, first of all, it's not really our decision to decide what's a waste of a slot or not, because that's the people who made the game's decision. You know, it's like they decide what a slot is and who's worth it. You know, they're going to put people in that sell, and they're going to put their new people in to, you know, entice people with, ooh, who's this mysterious oiled-up red dude in Street Fighter 4? You know, that's Hakan, the Turkish oil wrestler. Very interesting character. Buddy of mine's favorite character, actually. I'm one of the boring people that play like Akuma. You know, like, I just prefer to... I prefer my Shoto with a bit of demon flavor. You know. Ah! Trying to slash him to death. There we go. Drop a turret in there and run away. Let it do the work. Drop a turret, run away. Little hit and run tactics, and then dash into him for the win. This is actually really fun, this crazy ass build. But like a lot of people use tiers to like badmouth like classes in an MMO or a team shooter or stuff like that. And to me, it feels like why? They're all part of the game. I mean, you can mark them based on like ease of use, like sure, like if doing it the way actual fighting game tier lists are done by people who know what the hell they're talking about. Yeah, you can do that so people know that, oh, okay, the heavy is. Well, I'm just gonna name some things. Forgive me if I completely mislabel the tier lists or whatever, if there is one for Team Fortress 2 or whatever. But like, the heavy is a very high tier character because he's very easy to play. It's pretty much point and click. The only thing you really need to learn is when to not click and when to click, because you know sometimes you need to move when you can't really move when you're spinning up his minigun, that sort of thing. Like, but that's about all you need to learn, sort of thing. Versus like the spy, being like in that case we would consider very low tier or at least mid tier because he's very effective, but not in the hands of someone who doesn't know what they're doing. What the heck? Did I just found a Velociraptor. What the hell? Eat random laser beams. Jesus, get away. Get away, get away, get away. Freaking clever girl. What the hell? How long were you hiding in there? Oh, that's where the green gem was. Okay, that has to be new. I have never seen a Velociraptor in these levels before. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this punch spell. This doesn't really do all that effective. Plus, I didn't actually make it a punch spell. It's swords. I wanted it to actually be punches. I mean, ninjas use swords too, but like, I wanted it to just be punches. You know, but I guess the issue isn't. I guess the issue isn't in tier lists themselves. It's in people's perception of what the tier list actually means. Because it's not supposed to be, this character is shit, this character is good, you shouldn't use the shit character, you should use the good character. It's supposed to be, this character has difficulty, or is difficult to use, but maybe the payout is worth it. Like, you know, the utter humiliation of beating the snot out of somebody with Dan from Street Fighter. Particularly not in Street Fighter 4, because in that one he was actually made to be pretty good, even though he was still silly. But like in the earlier games where he was an abject joke character, and like he had moves that were like, he had a raging demon, but it dealt 99% of his life to him, and 1 point of damage to the opponent. If you could manage to kill someone with that, though, can you imagine the rage and the salt at that? Especially if you did it in middle of an arcade or something, right? Gonna teleport around a little bit here, save some time. It's so quick, so much speed. But like, and then you know you get like I don't know if Ryu is actually high tier, but I mean I guess he would be. You can win games with him easy enough. He's just very simple. Like he doesn't have a lot of like huge advantages, but that's kind of the idea. He's the guy you start playing the game with, and then maybe you move to another Shoto, like you know, like Akuma, like I do. You know, that kind of thing. You know, but instead people are like, oh, Dan is lower tier than Ryu, so I shouldn't use Dan. I should use Ryu instead, because he's better. And I'm like, that's not exactly what that's supposed to be for, but that's what people see it as, and that's why, unfortunately, tier lists kind of become the victim, or not the victim, but become the problem, instead of being a useful tool. You know, so, yeah, there's my 2 cents on that. Like even in this, like, top tier material, like laser beam, right? Should I not use anything but laser beams? Of course not. This game is about combinations of things anyway. You need to use other stuff. And I mean, hell, I've used spells that weren't laser beams in the last few episodes that were amazing. And I'm using, yeah, geez, the obscenity again. And I'm using way different laser beam spells than I have been before. Like I've never used a turret laser beam before, but this is an amazing combination. This is really cool. It you know, it looks amazing. It's fire and forget, and it's very mana efficient. Actually, I'm going to make it a little more damaging. There we go. I probably shouldn't do that, but I'm confident I can probably do this without getting killed. Because it's just avoid getting hit, and this boss is kind of slow like that, but it's more like... This boss is almost more like... Actually, I'm not even sure how to describe this boss, because this boss is actually kind of easy. Like, not to make light of it, but like... I mean, it's pretty much just... If you have a good projectile... Actually, you know what this is? This is almost a gear check. If you want to use like an old MMO term. Or, well, not really old, but, you know... If you want to use an MMO term. It's a gear check in a sense. Because if you have a spell hooked up like I do, that hits like this whole little box, you're good. Because you're going to blow up all the ice he's filling the room with, you're going to blow up his projectiles, and you're going to do damage to the boss. So, you know, it's the right tool for the right situation kind of boss. If you were using like a single shot dot thing like I was earlier in the series, probably would have had a lot more trouble with it. Gonna punch through these ice. Okay. Punch through the ice. Yeah, screw it. No, not the haste spell. There we go. Okay, D Owlbear, B Evercold Ice, C Repulsor, D Quiver, C Ninja Sword, and another artifact. I'm gonna grab Stopwatch. I've had ideas for that one too, coming into my mind, making like a super durable mage that can just kind of sit there and take damage, versus this mage that wants to be as fragile as possible but do tons of damage. Delicious beverage. Welcome back. This is quite a lot of Sequinite. Yeah, I ended up getting like... If every one of those was 100, I probably got like 400 Sequinite. Whoops. Wrong spell. Summon Beast. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we're gonna tinker with the... melee spell I have at the moment. Wonder if there's a way to reduce that cooldown. That would be handy. Just ninja dash through the books and flying. Oh, that's amazing. Oh yeah, we can upgrade this. So now the dash goes 8 meters and does 150 damage. That's pretty good. Gonna get rid of this. Not sure what to do with it though. I don't know if I need Mana Steal, because this build is pretty mana efficient. Because it doesn't... One of the spells doesn't even cost mana. The other spell is a turret, so I have all my mana back by the time it's finished. Hang on a second. Is that a new NPC? She does not look familiar to me. Have you ever saved the world yet? I have. Twice. Didn't even break a sweat. I swear I've not seen this NPC before. And to some people, I imagine, who've played this game and have seen this NPC before in their game, they're probably thinking, geez, Mike, do you have Alzheimer's or something? I might. Not to make light of it, but my memory is pretty shit when it comes to little details like this. I mean, it's probably something that was in the game before, and I just never bothered to notice because I was busy running around exploding laser beaming everything to death. And also, you call yourself a wizard? Cute. I bet you call those sparks you fling around spells, too. Yeah, well, Blah! Eat laser beam, bitch. Oh, so the fortune teller was in the town. I thought it was just an NPC they popped up for a quest. Mary, the Wizard of Riddles. Yeah, they actually made a black mage in this. They made him a little eviler looking, and he isn't blue, because I guess they wanted to avoid copyright. But yeah, he's pretty much black mage. Yeah, that's BB, by the way. Future warlock. The world will be consumed by pain and suffering. Wait, no, that's impossible. Pain consumes nothing. I've wasted this entire week. Did you know that BB does my homework so I stand next to him like this? It's a pretty sweet gig. Little demon. Ah, I keep dashing by accident. Funny little flavor characters just for shits and giggles. You know, a potions expert. Although there's no potions in this game. Wait, what's getting upgraded? Right, it wants to upgrade the Soul Covenant, but I don't want it to upgrade that, because I only want it to do 10. I only want it to do 10 life. That's an interesting thought. Let's make a minion spam spell. Just to fill the screen with stuff. Now the trick was to do, like, this was the old trick. I wonder if it still works. I guess we'll find out in a second. Yeah, sure, make it Pierce. Make it Pierce Brosnan. So it would be, no, it's my wand, so left click. Well, it still makes a lot of slimes. I can just kind of just fill the screen with little slimes. It looks like it still works, but they did make slime or minions that weren't just spamming slimes more useful. But I don't think you can manage to get that on a wand, just because the wand nerfs the power of the spell pretty heavily. I love how it rains down from above. That's hilarious. It's like a ninja summoner thing going on here. I like it. This is cool. Just another example of how amazing this game is for what you can build and what you can do. But anyway, enough gushing on the coolness of Magicmaker for now. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in other videos today, but they won't be Magicmaker. Hopefully I get some other videos going, and including the possibility of a very old game that I love to pieces that I would love to share with you all. I won't spoil it. You'll possibly see it today, maybe tomorrow. Ciao.